Hey guys, it's Tuesday. I'm Matt, and this week's topic is about gender versus sex. Real quick before I start on this week's topic, I just wanted to say last week I was unable to make a video. Um, I had work uh, all day, and then I had school all night, and my plan was to come home from school around 10 o'clock Pacific time and do a video, but I had just got back from vacation, and I just hadn't had any sleep at all, so I ended up just passing out when I got home. So, yeah, that's why I missed last week's video, so yeah, I'm not sure if anyone was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to making it though, so I guess that sucks for me. But anyways, this week's topic is a good one. It's about gender and sex, gender versus sex, and the differences. And it really is. They are different concepts. Gender is something that we socially take on. We take on gender roles, and that's something that we decide um, ourselves. And then sex is something that is decided for us. So sex is basically like your physical body parts, your chromosomes. Um, so sex is determined by what genitalia you have. So typically, if you have a penis, your sex is male. If you have a vagina, your sex is female. Um, Gender, however, it doesn't go like that. Gender is like the way I've heard it explained that makes pretty decent sense. Is gender is between your ears, so it's in your head. It's what you make of it, and then sex is between your legs. Um, but of course, when you're transgender, we undergo things for sex changes. So, um, yeah. So, um, there is a difference between sex and gender. I know growing up for me, it was very common to ask someone, "What's the gender of your baby?" And they would answer, "Oh, it's a boy," or "Oh, it's a girl," or it was like if we were going to a baby shower, we knew the boy was or the baby was, um, you know, the sex was of male. We'd go out and buy like clothes that coincide with the gender expression, coincide, so it doesn't really, but in this society, blue is like equivalent to the boy's color, and pink is equivalent to like the girl's color, so then we would just adhere to that because marketing and commercialism pushes that. You walk into the boys department and everything's blue and green, you walk into the girls department and everything is pink and purple. So I think growing up, it was a word for me, gender and sex, that were interchangeable. Um, but it's not the case, and I think more people need to be educated on that, because I think more people than I even know think that sex and gender mean the same thing when they clearly don't. Um, Trying to think of what else I could say in this video. I just woke up, so I'm tired still, so I'm trying to figure out what I had in mind to say, because I did have a lot of stuff to say. Um, oh, I wanted to talk briefly about intersex. So, with intersex people, um, they're neither their biological sex is neither male nor female for reasons, for chromosomal reasons. So, if you guys aren't familiar with like biology and chromosomes, a normal born female with the sex female, they have two X chromosomes. So like me, I'm a transgender male, but I'm biologically, like, my sex was female. So I have two X chromosomes. And then if a biological cisgendered male, um, you know, his chromosomes would be X and Y. And then people who are intersex, they could, uh, what makes them intersex, not all intersex people, but a lot of intersex people, their chromosomes are not of normal male or female. So instead of having XX for female, someone might have XXX or XXY, or I'm trying to remember X, and then yeah. So there's like different chromosomal combinations that make someone intersex. In addition to that, there's also like hormonal things, influences that make people intersex. So, um, like andronized, over-andronized female fetuses. They, if they're exposed, if a female fetus that's normal chromosomes XX gets exposed to extremely high levels of androgens, which is basically a male sex hormone, during, while they're a fetus, while they're still you know in the uterus, uh, there's a chance that they will, their body parts will look ambiguous, and technically that is a form of intersexuality. So yeah, when it comes to intersex individuals, though, their gender should be left up to them to decide. If ambiguous genitalia occurs in a child, it's not really the parents' responsibility to pick a gender for that child. That child needs to be able to grow up and express their gender on their own. Actually, a great person and book to talk about right now, is the book is called As Nature Made Him, and the book focuses around, um, I'm trying to think of his name. Man, I have really bad memory. Um, man, I don't remember his name. I'll look it up. But As Nature Made Him, and there's also a documentary about them. But basically, the Reimer twins. It's the case of the Reimer twins, if anyone's familiar with that. So basically, there were two identical twin boys that were born in Canada in the 70s, and when they were very young infants, they were taken in to get circumcised. And the first twin to get circumcised, something happened, like a mishap happens, and David's the person's name, David Reimer. Okay, anyways, so these babies are getting circumcised, and something happens, and it just like incinerates his penis. So he like literally has like no penis, or a very small portion of it left, and the doctor suggests that, well, not the doctor, but a psychologist, Dr. Money, suggests to the parents that they should, you know, they should make this child live as a female, gender female, because there's no penis, and the penis is what makes a boy, and this kid doesn't have a penis no more, so it should be raised as a girl, and it should be kept a secret from them. So the parents went along with that and tried to raise this child as a girl, and it just didn't work out. They were very depressed. This child, at the time, they were going by Brenda because they were being raised as female, and they had no idea about their original sex. But as they were being raised as Brenda, they weren't happy. They were depressed. It just didn't work out, and eventually he ended up finding out he was born male, and then he transitioned back to male, but he was already so psychologically damaged that he ended up killing himself, and so did his twin brother. That's a really good book, though. I completely recommend it. It's good. to talk about when you look at sex and gender and the differentiation of it. But yeah, so my video just hit 10 minutes, and I don't want to keep talking for much longer. So thank you for watching, and I'll look forward to making a video next week.